Wait, next Tuesday. Yeah, if the instructor figures out.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we get started, can you hear me okay? Yep. All right. Okay. So thank you for coming to the presentation. My name is Mfon. I am Assistant Professor of Business at National Louis University of Chicago. So there I teach a number of business courses, anything from accounting to finance to business ethics. My specialty is accounting. And today we will talk about virtual reality, augmented reality. We'll touch on mixed reality, so we'll talk about what those three are. We'll also talk about this Makar application, and then we'll have a hands-on, so we'll actually use it. So please have your smartphones or your tablets out. I'm going to ask you, if you don't mind, to download an app, and I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. And we'll use that, and then answer any questions that you may have. So just to give you some background, how I got interested in this virtual reality is because of this gentleman right here. So his name is Scott Showalter. So I had the opportunity in 2017 to listen to Scott Showalter give a presentation on how he used the game Second Life to help accounting students learn how to audit inventory. So who's heard of Second Life? Oh, that's good. Who's played Second Life? All right, how does it work? Can you share it?
Well, it's been a long time. But you essentially go into what a three-dimensional space on your computer, and you are able to design your avatar and interact with people using text or mice, and you can sort of live there. You can exchange goods, you can have an economic exchange, you can also build things, and interact with people.
Great. I saw another hand. Yeah.
There was a medical school that had their college set up, so you virtually toured the college that way, and then you would go to buildings. So we saw that as a demonstration and training.
Awesome. So they built the school out of the Second Life.
Like what it would be like an app, and so you would walk in and see like what this building was and where your classroom would be.
So I saw this presentation on the Second Life, and I thought this was amazing. So I came back to Chicago ignited, and I wanted to build on what Scott was doing. So I reached out to the CEOs of local VR companies, virtual reality companies. Really, they were all gaming. They designed virtual reality games. Reached out to them, got mentored, actually joined the VRARA, which is the Virtual Reality Augmented Reality Association. So it's a global community. I served on the education committee there. Was able to, fast forward, participate in a white paper, an article published, was asked to give a TEDx talk on virtual reality. So really enjoy it. I give thanks to Scott for igniting my curiosity into this. So the next question is, has anyone used virtual reality? Okay, we got some hands. We're going here. What is your experience?
The last time I remember using actually was here at the U of I. One of their simulation labs were here, and it was probably late 90s, so it was just really on the verge of what was coming together.
How did you access it?
Through that one, it was a headset.
Okay.
So they essentially had projections all the way around you, and then with the headset helped immerse you into the 3D space.
Right. Good, good. Yes.
I did about 20 years of research using virtual reality.
Okay.
I was exposed to different platforms,
Yes.
from the headset to tool, caves, and the opportunities are amazing, but the bigger you go, you can't bring it, you can't bring it to the classroom. Only the small.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, I've used it with a smartphone and a headset and various different Oculus, et cetera. My problem is a common problem for many people, is it's 7 minutes into it, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So, I think that may be in part why it hasn't, that's what the industry's still working on, getting that, people over that hump, because there are quite a few people who have vertiginous symptoms and dizziness and stuff like that.
They call that VR sickness.
Yeah.
So when I first started making my own content, I would send it to one of my mentors, the CEOs, and what I initially would do, I have my VR camera and I'd be walking around, moving around with it. Yeah, and I sent the content to him, he's like, you can't do that. You can't move around because there's a segment of the population, they have what they call VR sickness. It's like motion sickness. Yeah, so absolutely. One more person, want to share something? Yes.
We had at Rush University, they had an activity for the students where they put the person in the shoes of a patient without Alzheimer's. And so it started out early on and, it was pretty normal. And then as the disease progressed, so did the symptoms, and the symptoms were fed through the VR. So, disorienting, moving things, changing the sounds, distorting the sounds. It was really cool. It was a whole exercise in there.
So that's good. So exactly, virtual reality is a computer-generated environment. So it can either be man-made, so you can have pictures or real-life videos, or what they call CG, computer-generated items. I think what you were mentioning, there's what they call different levels of immersion. So when they talk about the high level of immersion, you wear the headset. There's different types of those headsets. The lower levels, you can access it on your smartphone and look at what they call 360 videos. Or 2 weeks ago, I was at another conference talking about this, and someone told me they bought a house virtual. So they weren't able to go physically and look at the house, but they did what's called virtual tour, where you can go in the rooms and move around 360. That's a type of virtual reality with a lower level of immersion. So lower level immersion. But in the biggest market right now for virtual reality is gaming and then the training segments. So talk about augmented reality. Anyone use augmented reality? Snapchat?
A lot of museums are using augmented reality in some of their displays.
Yes.
And so I've seen it several places there.
Yes, yes.
Google Maps with the overlays for the street name.
Yes, that's a good one. Google Maps, any other ones?
Glasses.
The glass, which
Regular glasses. This is augmented reality. They have nice Now, we have technology, but it's been happening for a long time.
Okay, yeah, okay,
Like hearing aids.
okay, okay. Enhancing it.
We use in our tech hub, and I taught with used to be called Erasmus, but it's now called HP Reveal. But it's a free app that lets you augment things. So I just have my students do the old school team poster session, but then they have to use augmented reality. So the poster can trigger videos or other interactions or art that they've created. The nice thing about that is it's a low barrier to entry. So
Right.
it's a free app. Both platforms, and student team can create augmented reality.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. So this is great. So some of the most common uses are the Snapchat filters. Have you seen the filters on Instagram and Facebook? As far as business, has anyone used the IKEA Place app? I see it hidden. How does that work?
So you can, say there's a couch you like in the app, you can place it in your room. So your camera sees your bedroom or whatever, you can place that piece of furniture in the room and say, hey, how's that look in my own space?
Yes, yes. And that's critical to IKEA's expansion strategy, is this Place app. So the thought is it will help them, so they don't have to open so many stores. So they promote the app, people can from their home look at stuff inside the house, they don't have to go to the store. In other words, overstock.com. So when we talk about this, augmented reality, you're actually putting this virtual on top of the real. You're putting the virtual on top of the real. The other one is mixed reality, where you're combining both of those. And the best example of that, I'd say, is the Microsoft HoloLens. Has anyone had a chance to use the HoloLens?
We run the tech hub here on campus. We actually have the Magic Leap.
You haven't, I haven't used that one, but you can talk about Magic Leap.
Similar, yeah.
How does it work?
Anyway, so it's goggles, but I can see through it. So it's a lens, I can see the room, but then I can see virtual objects, computer-generated objects also in the room. They're translucent, they're, colorful or whatever, so I wouldn't call them realistic per se, but I can see how we're getting closer to meshing, virtual with real.
Do those also cause the nausea?
No, because you actually see the room.
Cool.
Now, not to say that it doesn't cause other issues, because it uses light waves, light waveguides, and so it's sending light into your eyes. You get fatigued after a while, but it's not dizziness.
I always want to use the Magic Leap, so I use the HoloLens, which is a
Very
Microsoft product. But the HoloLens is actually a computer. So you got Microsoft Excel, you got PowerPoint, you have Word in there. And the analogy I try to use is, you've seen Iron Man, you know how he's moving things around? Yeah, so you put it on, and you see things in the air, and you're touching in the air, and if you want a computer to kind of be in front of you, you can have one and start touching in the air, type of thing. Yes, sir.
So you may have just answered the question I had. I wanted you to explain the difference between augmented and mixed reality, because to me it seemed as if augmented was through your device screen, and mixed was simply a matter of the difference between the screen and the goggles. But you kind of explained that mixed goes a bit further because there's your activity with the superimposed images.
Yeah, you're putting it together. So you'll see a computer. If you want your computer to be on this table, or your virtual computer to be on this table, it would be on the table, and you can interact with it in that way. Or you can put things, you can connect things to actual real objects. And that is, I guess did I answer in that? Yeah. It's with the mixed reality. I think it's hard to explain because most people haven't I see a hand now, you haven't seen it, and it's hard to imagine. Like I said, the best thing I can say is the Tony, if you imagine Tony Stark in Iron Man, where he's moving things around.
Yeah, Tom Cruise movie.
Oh yeah, Minority Report, that's another one. So you kind of imagine it that way. But I would recommend if you get the opportunity to take a look at it. Microsoft, it came out with their second version, HoloLens 2. So it's amazing. It will change your perspective on these technologies, I believe. So let's talk about this Maker. So Maker is a platform where you can create your own virtual reality or augmented reality experiences. So you can create your own virtual reality, augmented reality experience. And I think someone was saying that they tried to go to the app or the website, it was in Chinese. So it's a Hong Kong-based company. And as I mentioned before, I'm a member of this Global Virtual Reality Association. They have an annual conference in Canada. Went there, got a chance to try out the HoloLens and other items that were there, and this company, they had a booth. And, I was looking at some hardware, actually a virtual reality camera, and no one was at their booth, so I felt kind of bad. I said, let me go over here and talk to them a little bit. So I went, I actually met the CEO, the CFO, all of the heads of the company, and initially, when they told me what it was, I didn't believe it. Probably because it was in Chinese, my Chinese isn't very good when they showed me the website, but they explained to me you can create your own experience. And it's a drag and drop type of thing. So I don't know if you're familiar with Unity. Has anyone heard of Unity? Program? Yes. What is Unity?
It's a platform for development for these types of environments for games or VR.
Yep, games, VR. So it's a software that runs heavily on C#. There's programming involved. So they were explaining to me, there's no programming. You can just drag and drop what you want in this, and it's tied to Unity. So I talked to them, and I went to my hotel room. I was thinking about it the whole night. I'm like, this couldn't be possible. So I said, I got to go back down here in the morning. And 9 o'clock in the morning, I went down there. I had them put it on my computer and show me how to put it together, and sure enough, it worked. So I thought it was great because normally, the reason why I was so impressed, and I didn't believe it, normally you'll have to spend a lot of money to develop your own application, right? Your own experience. And you got to think about, you have to get it approved to go onto the Google Play Store or to the iOS, to the Apple Store, right? So this costs a lot of money. With this, you can just create whatever you want within a few minutes. So this is what we're going to actually work with today. So I'd like to, we've got a nice sized room. I guess I'd like to get you to move around and split you into 4 groups. So I'm just going to count it off. I'm going to count 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please remember your numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if all of the ones could maneuver, I'm going to have you move around. So if all the ones could maneuver over in this area, all of the 2s back here in this area, the 3s over here, and the 4s back over here in this corner. So as you're moving around, once you get settled, so the 1s, the 2s back there, the 3s over here, and the 4s back there.
Yeah. And then the next week, it's
behind me. Do you want to plug in?
Is this recording? Am I in?
He's, yes. It's his, he's recording it. We can move down here, it might be easier to.
Before you go, can you plug me in?
Yes.
And I'll just leave it here on the side.
Do you need a chair?
Sure, that would be great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Everybody, so what I'd like you to do, if you haven't already, you go to the Apple iOS or Android App Store, you download the Makar app, M-A-K-A-R. You'll see some Chinese there, that's fine. Download that app. Once you get it downloaded, you're going to search and go to my app. So you're going to type in my name, Mfon Jacob Akpan. And then what you'll do, now keep in mind, you can create a VR experience or an AR experience. For simplicity's sake, I've created an AR experience, actually 3 AR experiences for it. Try it. So once you find, if anybody needs any help, let me know.
I've done it.
Oh, it says no network. I don't think
Okay, I have it.
That'll work if you
Go
can
back to
download
the,
the
Sherry,
app.
go back to the App Store.
Let's see. Yes, that's when you want.
Should we allow
With the search button, put in
you're going to uninstall it. So you will need to allow your camera because you're going to have to scan it. So I'm going to have you scan something to get the experience to start.
I want to say, you hit scan.
Yes.
Well, I know, I just wonder how you would provide us.
Yes, that's it.
three projects. I'll just look on the site now. Tell us a little bit more about that. So this is the all
Do we have most of everybody? Everybody's okay? So what you see there, you see 3 images. So those are 3 AR experiences that I've created for us today. So in order to get the experience to start, you've actually got to scan the image that matches with this picture.
ID search. Yes.
So if you see on there, that should be project 2. So I'm going to just give one of these papers to each group. And what I'd like you to do Once you go to project 2, it's going to ask you to play it. So you play it, you're going to scan this image. So your project 2 is going to ask you to play it, and then you're going to scan this image. You're going to go to project 2. So when that paper, I've got the paper moving, the paper is moving around. So there you got it. You're going to scan it. And what should pop up is a video of me. There it is. You got it.
The video comes up?
Yes. Yeah, so you click on there, play it. So there you go, you got it. So if you see me in the pink blazer, right after you scan it, you'll see the video of me saying, congratulations, you got your first AR experience. Oh, I didn't give you the paper? No.
We got one.
Yeah, I have limited, I got one per group.
He's saying,
Project 2.
just use an automated reality experience.
Get the video of him talking.
So you scan that image, project 2.
Coming up. It hasn't.
You can move it. Can I touch it?
Oh. So how do we go back in? How do we go back in? I can't even hear it. Well, how do you turn that?
So you can move the video around, turn it side to side, backwards, forward.
No, I don't think. Yeah. Margot, how do you turn your thing up?
So you back out of it. So everybody's got it. Got an idea of how this is. So we created no problem. I got another one. So we created an AR experience.
We have to download it. Yes.
So imagine, let's say for example, what you experience. You can have picture page or image on that textbook. They got to go to it. And then a video comes right. And that's another thing I'll share this in days. So I know who went in there, look at it, how long it is.
So it's not really a lesson for you, right?
It's not mine. I don't think the words that he's saying are important. I think he's
Well, there's a little more. So, I know. Because these are images, but you can connect this. I connect it to YouTube videos. The last one, I'm going to connect it to my videos for a while.
Now, can you stop and
Just take a look on the website. Yeah, pretty much.
can you stop and restart?
The video. Let me give you another. You got to go to back. Go back. So you're going to go to project 1. And then you're going to scan project 1. I'm passing out. So right now, I'm got the next experience project 1.
I'm going to give you all the things that are
So you scan project 1. Go to project 1, scan the image. So project 1. Project 1. Project 1 is going to be an example of the video. Project 1. So imagine you have students, you want them to go to a certain area in a textbook or to a certain website. You have an image of that. They have to go to it and scan it. You can put a video and connect that.
So sideways then?
Yeah. You also have data. So every time someone goes in and accesses that, I have data.
Can they scan the screen?
Yes, they can scan the screen. Okay. Scan any image. I just use this for our sake.
So I gotta scan it.
Do like a virtual tour of the house where you could look around.
But I can show it to you.
No,
Because what you do, it is. So what you can do, you can go to the website, register with me, go on their website, and then once
I'm calling it project.
physical thing. What do you mean by physical? No, what I mean is this video.
Where are you?
But it doesn't go on here for sure.
Temporary.
It would be almost easier for you to have set up to do it, otherwise they follow
All right, so everyone, just for the sake of time, I've got the last, because I want to have a Q&A after this activity. So I've got the last experience, and this one, what I want you to do is go to project 3, which is the image of LinkedIn. So I want you to scan this one. This is a little bit different. Project 2. This is project 2. That's project 2. So if you scan project 3, and you have LinkedIn, the app on your phone, my profile will pop up. Please connect with me. So this is your final
Sorry, I was excited. I know, it just shows you can choose which project you want. What image you're supposed to scan.
Yeah, it's trying to see what. It's already doing
So you think of it you're creating, so you know how Snapchat scans things and filters. You're creating the experience. So in this case, I'm creating the AR experience for you. Well, because you're scanning.
There we go.
Go to the next one. You should have. So once you see my picture, touch on the picture. So when you're on project 3, you see my picture, touch on the picture.
It's sort of placed dependent.
And then what are we supposed to do? And then she connects you to his LinkedIn profile.
So when you go to the LinkedIn, so when you click project 3, you see a picture of me. And then once you touch the picture, and if you have LinkedIn on your phone, if you have LinkedIn on your phone,
Thank you. Yeah, that's my technology right there.
This is the
Still have to have pictures, still have to edit the video.
Still have an edit, but it's a lot less. I don't have to bring it to the side.
Right, and then insert it, like, if I was a teacher, inserting myself into that video. Because then I think of it as inserting.
So feel free to connect. Did everybody get the picture in the last one? And you touch it, and it'll take you to my LinkedIn profile.
So you can have it scan any kind of image or anything as long as you link it to where you want it to go.
Yeah. So just I wanted to kind of reel back in a little bit. We've got about 10 more minutes left, but I want to use this time for any questions or thoughts that you may have. Yes. Well, one, if you see that manufacturing video, so I have students that go to that in the textbook, click on it, and there's my video explaining manufacturing. Most of the time I use the VR application. VR. So yes, sir. It is a 360 camera. Good eye. It didn't come through. So actually so that was a good point. There's 3 experiences there. The first one is with the video, which is a regular where you see me clapping. That's regular traditional video. The second one is actually a virtual reality video. So that second one, where you see Project 2, it is a virtual reality. For whatever it doesn't come through, I haven't been able to get that to come through as a VR video. But good eye, that is a virtual video. The third experience, so there's actually 2 things going on. So I've got you going to scan, right? So you're going to scan LinkedIn. It could, bless you, it could have been a picture. It could have been, it can be on a screen. It can be on whatever image. It could be words. So I have you go there to scan it. Then the next thing I linked was a picture of myself. So that pops up on your phone. The next layer was you have to touch the picture. Then that will take you to my LinkedIn profile. So those are 2 layers that you can add with the software. Yes, sir.
So does it always have to be an image that you're scanning? Because I can see this being used for like students who maybe go and explore, like if you go scan a flower and then a video giving you information on that specific flower type or something like that. Does it have to be an image or can it be an actual object?
It would be an image. It would have to be an image. Because, and that was I had another question about how this looks on the other end. And we don't have the time to show what it looks like when you put it together. But to answer your question, and I'm happy offline we can to show you. But you actually will take the image and you drag and drop it. So this allows you to drag and drop the images. Yes.
I have a question. So let's say you were in an LMS and your students, can you put the image on a content page and they just scan the screen, or does it have to be printed out?
No, it could be on a screen.
Nice.
It could be on a screen. So the image of LinkedIn, that manufacturing company, I got those from the internet. Same thing with the accounting image you saw. I pulled that off the internet, and then I moved that into the software. Then from there, I could decide how I wanted the experience to go. Yes, sir.
So it seemed like we had to rescan every time we wanted to watch. Is there a way that we can kind of unlock the project so we keep it?
When you say, can you clarify? What do you mean?
So when I tried watching your project, if I backed out of it, I had to rescan to get back in. So is there a way that you scan it once and you unlock it so you always have access?
That's a good question. No, there is not. So each time, and that ties into, I'm sorry, she had a good question before about the data. So on the back end, I'm picking on you, I'm sorry. No worries. So on the back end, it tracks, they call those plays. So every time you're scanning, you get a number, you can track how many plays you have and what time, so you get data. So later on, I can log into the website. I can see how many plays I've had for each one of those experiences and what time. So it helps you to track data. It helps you to track.
So, I mean, I guess the follow-up then is when I scanned, I had to back out once or twice because I got just like a really thin bar. Does that count as a play, or did I not?
It's a play, but it's the image is tilted. All you have to do is expand the image and it'll open up for you.
So, okay.
Yeah, the image, so in there you can decide how you want, so after you scan it, you can decide how you want that video or image to kind of sit, and you can move it around. So I've had it in such a way where you have to hold it and then you can play with it and engage with it.
Gotcha, okay.
So in this app, Maker, we call it, do you then need to record a video or start when you're creating your project? Or do you say, okay, I'm gonna have this image be triggered and I want it to play this YouTube or this video?
It's the second. So you think of it as a platform. So it's a way you can bring content. So all of these experiences we designed for today, but I would move a YouTube video into it. Yeah, you wouldn't record it in the
Right, you can.
No, you can't. You would bring in that video.
Okay, so I would take this and create an MP4 file somewhere else with my phone, I could do that, and then that would be placed within the Maker in a different step.
Yes,
Okay.
you can upload it.
Okay.
So there's a couple of ways. That was a good question. You can actually upload your MP4 video, or you can have a link to the web page. So for example, in that last experience, I had my image, then I can link it so you can have something where you touch something, and then it'll take you somewhere else. Then you can even have you touch there, it'll take you somewhere else.
So in Maker, if you have your LinkedIn page, where you come up with a page, right? And then what would be the differentiation between a link, a hypertext link on the LinkedIn page and an overlaid Maker link to go somewhere else? Does that make sense? Can anybody help me?
You mean just going straight onto the web page?
Well, you said that you could put in an image and go to a web page in Maker and then have Maker send that image to another Maker. But maybe I'm just.
Let me just clarify. So that last experience, I had it, so you scan LinkedIn, so I had that image in the software. Then I said, well, okay, I want you, once you scan it, you play it, then you see my image. Then there's another, so I drag in my image. Then there's a section where you can put my link for my LinkedIn. You just copy and paste it there. So when you touch that, then it'll take you to that.
But once you go to an external link, you're no longer in Maker platform. So there's you have to go back to Maker to another.
I got what you're saying.
I guess that's what I'm
Yeah. So on the VR app, so on the VR side, what you can do, you can have either 360 a virtual photo, or you can have a video, and then when you target a certain point in that video, it'll open up to something else.
So everything has to be pre-prepared, or can you have a live performance? If you click on an image, you connect to my camera, I see the
It's got to be pre-prepared, not
slides.
You mean like if you have Maker, or I could have you go to the experience and something else connected.
It's called HP, so the actual HP, like the company.
And keep in mind that there's more. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What was the question?
How long does it take to create a scene and app and experience?
That's good.
So, like with the three that you created, how long did it take you to create?
For me now today, it took me maybe. Well, that's kind of a trick question because that video, the first video, I had to record that video. So barring that, it took me maybe 10 or 15 minutes to put it together. Each one of those. But initially, I mean, it took probably about a good hour for me to kind of get used to it and figure it out, yeah. So, and the other caveat to that is recently they translated their website into English. So before it was all in Chinese, and I knew what to push to get to where I needed to go. You know, so that's why they're learning curve.
So it's fun for us to kind of like share this stuff, but when it's in an actual course, and students are paying for this, what kind of security is there that, you know, they're not sharing these with their friends, and now their friends have disinformation and it's just going widespread?
When you say security, as far as
like they can't just give their friend like your ID plus the image to access these videos.
Well, yeah, there's nothing stopping them from giving mine. So
okay,
whoever has it, they can give it to whoever, and then the image.
Have the image to scan though.
Yeah, they have to have the image to scan, but they'll see what it is. But they've got to have that image to scan. So, yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
When you're tracking your plays, is there a way to track, like IP users so you know who is actually viewing? So like in a classroom setting, if you've got something you want the whole class to look at and you want to verify that each person in the class is looking at,
That's a
you know
good
what I
one.
mean?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. That was a good question.
I'm having a little trouble with how some of these things would actually work in the classroom. As far as like you mentioned that you can play, that you can interact with the video, you can turn it around and make it up. And I'm having a real hard time unlocking the pedagogical potential of that. I'm not sure what you would do with that you know, you could actually get some learning to happen from it.
That's a good question. So, go ahead.
I think you treat it as an art gallery. You can almost post it up around the classroom. The instructor can kind of centralize himself in a location. For students that have questions, they can go ask the instructor instead of disrupting the whole classroom. People who just get it can go around to those other stations and watch the videos and move on.
So I look at it's a platform where you can really, as far as the instructor, because there was one question about how would you use it. I just gave examples of how I would use it. How you would put it together would be different. The main purpose is that you are able now to create your own augmented reality experience. Whether you want that in the classroom, if it's online, the students are at home. If you want to use this tool to create that same type of experience like we talked about Snapchat or Instagram, you can do that with this platform.
Can you have more than one username? So can you set up a username for like personal things, or a username for your school stuff, or a username for this class or that class?
You could, but you have to set up an account. So the username is based on your account.
And is it email based, or is it linked to your email, or is it linked to like the username?
It's linked to the username.
Nice. So you can have multiple usernames for people to get in.
Well, you would have to set up. So you set up your account with Makar. That creates your username for your account and your experience. So to have a different one, you would need to create a totally different account.
So yeah. So that account could be for, say, I teach 3 different classes. I can have an account for each class.
Right.
And then that user ID would be specific just to that class, so that they're not getting any personal information necessarily.
Right.
I mean, they'd still be able to share it, but it would just be class-based as opposed to everything I do based.
Gotcha. Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing is there's a cost. So before we wrap up, just on that point, so the initial sign up to Makar is free, but they only give you a certain amount of space. So of course, if you want more experiences, you have to pay for that extra space. So with the free account, really what you've seen here, you would create an experience, you'd have to delete it, and then create another one, and so forth.
So, cynic that I am. Sure. What, this is based on China. Is our information secure?
I couldn't say that.
So, I'm just thinking of all the universities out there.
All right. So, if anyone has any questions, feel free to give me a call, send me an email. I'm happy to show you how this works or guide you through on the back end. Also to show you the augmented reality or the virtual reality side.
For the audience, do you have like a tutorial on YouTube, like how to create an app?
On this, I do not have a tutorial. They have it. If you go to the Maker website, they have tutorials to show you how to create augmented reality or virtual reality experiences. It goes through how it's used in grade. They use this in grading school. Also, businesses use this to create experiences for their customers. Right. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.